things that work in today's markets. You're going to love what we did in here. We're going to go start making some money. Here's how you do it.
Why don't you tell everybody, before we even really get started in this, your name, where you're from, where you're at right now, and really what your major goal for the next 12 months is after joining our business transformation.
Well, my name is Caroline Reynolds. I am originally from Raleigh, North Carolina, and currently living in Durham, North Carolina, which is about 45 minutes away from Raleigh. And so within the business transformation, within the next 12 months, I plan on really ramping up. I want to at least be doing at least 3 wholesale deals per month. I want to start rehabbing within the next 6 months. And then I actually want to get into some other things. I actually have some creative financing that I'm putting together on a bigger deal, which is actually an apartment complex.
Awesome. I love it. And, you've been submitting a lot of stuff that you've been doing. I've been following you for about 60 days now, and I'm seeing what you're doing, and I'm absolutely loving all this stuff. And how are you liking the 90-day business transformation? What do you think of it so far?
I think it's been absolutely awesome. It's far exceeded my expectations. I really didn't know what I was getting into, and you really just kind of blew me away with it, with all the ways to find deals. I just didn't expect to really be getting into any of that aspect of things. And so it just has opened up a whole world for me. Even when I'm marketing deals, people are coming to me when I've got my wholesale deals. They're like, where are you finding these things?
I gave you some hidden nuggets. I mean, there was about 26 different ways that I gave you, or everybody in the transformation, but I gave you some very hidden nuggets. Our business is on fire too. I mean, that's really all I'll say with that, with finding those. I mean, nobody can find the deals that you and I are finding. I mean, it comes that way. Caroline, you went through and you have a deal, right now. Did you close on that deal yet, by the way?
Set to close on Tuesday. So it's Tuesday at 3 p.m.
Okay, cool. Why don't you go through that deal? How many bedrooms, and how many bedrooms is it? How many bathrooms is it? What is the square footage, if you know that? And where did you find this deal?
Okay, so to start off, this is a single family brick ranch home. It is 3 bedrooms and 2 baths. It is 1,336 square feet. And this deal was actually found off the vacant list that I got from the city of Raleigh.
Got it. So you actually went to the city of Raleigh, and they were able to provide you a list of all the vacants in their area?
Yes, that is correct.
So, wow. Was it like condemned or anything like that, or they just had a list of all of those vacant properties?
Well, these properties were vacant because they have code violations on them.
Got
a
it.
lot of homes that they have are historical homes. So the city of Raleigh regulates historical homes. So when they have so many code violations, no one can live into them. So this particular home had been condemned in a sense because of the code violations that it had on it.
Caroline, we are absolutely smashing that system right now. I mean, we are crushing that system. Same thing. I don't know if we sent a system Saturday out, and it was like a hoarder house. I mean, and those code violations are like complete gold mines when you know how to get your hands on those. So that's where you found that one. So the city gave you a list of all those properties. How did you get your hands on that particular property?
Yeah, so what I did, I skip traced her. And so I just called her right at home, and she picked up the phone. And without probably talking to her for about 30 seconds. She said, yes, I'm very interested in selling because this is an inherited property. She then went on to tell me that she owed back taxes on the property and that she was very sick. So, I mean, this just went from, 0 to 60 and just without even being on the phone with her for 30 seconds. And then she gave me a price right then and there saying that she wanted $30,000 for the property. And I had already, knew this particular area and knew the home was worth about 115 ARV. So I said, can we set up the meeting? And we set up the meeting for the next day.
Wow. I think you hit a point on that because, I just want to really just get it out there is, people look at real estate, and you know how I know you're going to go far? I mean, really, really far, do crazy things, is because the way that you actually just structured how you were talking to that particular seller, you weren't acting like that shark, and it wasn't really all about you. You made me feel like you actually really cared about her. So not only do you care about her and you just helped a seller. I mean, you just helped a seller get out of their they were sick, they needed money, they were back on taxes, and you were able to, clear all that stuff up, let them go on their way, and then you're able to make a profit in the middle, of that, which I love. I absolutely love it. And the people, and I will promise you this, and you already know this, the people that go the furthest in this business, they're not in it for the profit. You're a problem solver with helping sellers. That's really what you are. And those are the most successful people. So you went out there and you met with the seller. You met
Yep.
with her. You just set the meeting up right there. And I'm assuming this was an elderly lady.
Yes, that is correct.
Got it. And so you went out there and you met with the seller. It was probably a very, very easy, it was almost just, you already knew the prices and whatnot. So that it was just kind of getting to know each other and just signing documents, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, so I kind of had to build some more rapport with her because she had mentioned actually that she had gotten 26 postcards from other investors wanting to buy her property, but she had not bothered to contact any of them because she didn't like what they were saying, and she just, had a paralysis, so to speak. She wasn't doing anything. She knew she had a situation, but she didn't know who to reach out to get help with this particular issue. So, I sat down with her, just talked with her out of the property, explained to her what, we were looking to do and how we, wanted to make sure that it was the best outcome for the both of us. And after, viewing the property, we then set up the appointment to go ahead and get the contract filled out.
So what do you think? Because this happens to us all the time. She received 26 different postcards, clearly all from investors.
Mhm.
Why do you think that she just, knowing that she needed to sell, why do you think that she just did not respond to them?
I think it was going back to what you just mentioned a couple of minutes ago, John. I mean, they were all about themselves.
Mhm.
So they were talking about what they could do instead of really, trying to help her with her problem.
Right.
And so she could see straight through that. Like, this woman, even though she's elderly, she's clearly an intelligent woman. She's not an idiot. So she knew exactly what those other investors were about, that they might have been looking to take advantage of her. And so she didn't want anything to do with that, despite the fact that she had a situation she needed to get rid of.
So what did you say? I don't want to say that was magical, but what did you say that was different? Because, clearly that's what our entire model is all about, is going in there and building trust with them and whatnot. Clearly those 26 people that, sent postcards to them, to this lady, they were all about themselves, and she did not care about them. She cared about herself. What did you say on that initial phone call when you skip traced her? What did you actually say to her to get her to open up, to even accept going on to that seller meeting? What did you do?
Well, first of all, she told me that she had just had 3 strokes.
Oh.
So I acknowledged that. And so I talked about that a little bit. And even before setting up the meeting, I didn't just say, well, set up a meeting. I said, well, I understand that you're having health problems. So are you at a point to where you can actually meet? Because I know you probably have appointments and everything, and I don't want to interfere with any of that. So why don't you let me know when you'll be feeling up to actually coming out to the property and, us discussing something, because, having a stroke is a very serious thing, and I want you to put your health first. And
Wow.
so that's what I said to her.
Yeah. And like I said, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. It's all about, on that phone conversation, building the trust and whatnot. So you go and you put the deal under contract for $30,000. You had an assignable contract onto that particular property, and then you go out there and what happened after that? After that meeting, you put it under contract. You have an assignable contract. Then what?
So after that, we actually had a situation because, as you know, I had an end buyer for the property. And so
How did
I
you
got
find
my
them?
This is a buyer that I had already been working with. And so I knew this particular buyer through another investor. And so they're looking to get a property in the area. So I called them up, had them on my buyers list, called them up. They say, hey, I want to come out to look at the property. So I scheduled a meeting for them to come and view the property. They loved it, wanted to get it under contract. They got it under contract. Not even 24 hours later, they call me wanting to cancel the contract, saying that they had issues with proof of funds and the line of credit that they thought, that they were going to be using, they weren't going to be able to use. So then that end buyer ended up falling through.
Wow.
So then after that, so I had that buyer under contract for $40,000. So then after that, we relaunched the property through Buyers on Fire. So relaunched the property, and then probably 8 hours later, I had 7 other people who were interested in the property. And then the following day, I was able to set up for all of those buyers to come and view the property, and got another buyer under contract for $50,000 this time.
So you had it under contract with your buyer for $40,000, which is going to give you there's a $10,000 difference there minus some fees.
Mm-hmm.
You'll make about $7,000. That buyer could not go through with the actual closing because they didn't have the money, bluntly.
Mm-hmm.
And then you went and relaunched it on Buyers on Fire, found 8 buyers or so that was willing to buy this property, and then you got an extra $10,000 on this thing. So you're actually, at the end of the day, you're probably going to make about $17,000 close to on this deal.
Yeah, I've got the HUD settlement statement. I just got that 2 days ago, and I think it says $16,445 is what we'll be making.
Awesome. You better take your check and you better upload that thing with a picture, because I want that thing. That's powerful. And that was a straight wholesale deal. I mean, you had none of your money involved. You had none of your credit involved. Now you have almost $17,000 straight from that particular deal. That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. So at the end of the day, let's conclude this, and then I'm going to tell you how to really blow this up. But at the end of the day, what did you learn from this wholesale deal? Like, what will Caroline do different on the next wholesale deal?
Well, one of the major things that, just really was a glaring error on my part was just with the first buyer, like really getting them under contract without making sure that they could perform and close on the deal was something, with just me being newer into the business, is that I should have really made sure that they could perform and close on that deal. And I wouldn't have had to be in that situation having to find a contingency backup buyer. Even though it worked out this time, you can't always expect those same results. So that's something that I would definitely do differently.
Yep. Now, let me tell you how to blow this thing up. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay, so here's how you blow this thing up. Clearly, I mean, you're now just through the find it section of our business transformation. That you're just through the first part of that. You mentioned that this seller had 26 different postcards for people trying to buy that property. Now, here's what you need, because sellers hold on to those postcards. They really honestly do. There's no other way to say it. They hold on to them. They might not respond to them, just like what your lady said. What's your seller's name, by the way?
Her name is Arnetta.
Arnetta. Awesome. So Arnetta actually has 26 investors right at her fingertips. I mean, that's what she has. So what I would do if I was you is she will absolutely, because you've built so much trust with her, she will absolutely hand all those postcards or letters or whatever over to you. Do you think that she would, or do you think she'd have a problem with that?
No, I don't think she even wants to be bothered with those letters anymore now that we're closing the deal and we've built a relationship.
Perfect. So what you should do is you should actually go and get your hands on those 26 other investors, and number one, add them to your buyers list and to Buyers on Fire. Number two, you should do a campaign to them and ask them for deals. That's what you should do, is you should actually put them on your Project 100. And you need to do a campaign to them, because you have their address, you have their phone number, you have everything. I mean, you have it all. So take those 26 people, put them onto your buyers list and to your sellers list, and actually go to them and just kind of like add them as a relationship, and just cold call them, because I know you will. Cold call them and ask them for deals. And I guarantee you, within those 26 other investors, and it might not be a true 26, some of them might have mailed more than once, it might be like 18, but it doesn't matter. You now have 18 or 26 other investors that are going to go out there and look for you deals. Or they might have a deal right now, just like that they would be willing to wholesale you, that you could do a rehab with or something like that. Caroline, that's how you blow that thing up.
Okay.
With like no money out of your pocket. Like it takes no money out of your pocket to go and just take those people, and then we're doing that with auctions too. We're doing that with auctions. Is we're not going to these sheriff sales or anything like that and interested in the properties. We're interested in the crowd. That's what we're interested. It's totally different than what everybody else is looking at. But that's how I guarantee you, I promise you that if I was to talk to you in 30 days from now, and I'm sure I will, that you, just by taking those 26 people, calling them, I guarantee you that you'll find another 2 deals in there.
I definitely will reach out to her and get my hands on those things.
Close on it first. Close on that thing first. Don't push on it. You know, you've got her in your hand. She'll do anything that you tell her to do because you helped her. You helped her get out of her situation. Close on that deal first. Get your hands on those things, and that's your golden ticket. I promise you that. That is your golden ticket right there. That's just another avenue for you. Again, it's, you know, I've showed you so much that this business is all about relationships, and I've proven that. That's just you digging those relationships even harder.
Okay.
Do you have any question for me before we just dig in right now? Do you have any question for me that just keeps you up at night, that, you know, it's just really bothering you?
No questions. I'm just excited to continue with the business transformation, and just really, you know, I just have a really optimistic prospect for our future. Oh, and actually too, before we get off the line, I did want to mention to you that we sent out 2 more contracts. We're expecting to have 2 more properties under contract today. So I will definitely keep you posted about that into the membership site.
Awesome. Keep me posted on that. And then also I take a picture of you with that check. That's just so powerful. And put that on social media. Go brag about that, because you know what? Now that you have a picture with you in that check, now you can go out there and your social media following will know that you're actually closing deals, and more deals will come your way.
Okay. Definitely will do that.
Cool. Well, Caroline, thank you so much. And number one, congratulate, you and your husband on what you guys are both doing. You guys are doing well, and I can't wait to see what you guys are going to be doing right there into the future. So, I'll talk to you later. Upload that into the membership site, and if you need anything else, just let me know.
All right. Thanks, John.
Thanks, Caroline. See ya.